Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I filmed almost this whole video and I was silly and I read the wrong devotional that goes with it. I read the wrong one. As I was reading it, I'm thinking, I don't think this goes with what I just read, but I thought, well, maybe I'm just not getting it. It was totally the wrong devotional to go with the scripture I read, so I'm so sorry. We're going to have to start all over again. I deleted that mess, and I'm going to try to do this again if you all will bear with me. Um, my name is Cherie, and I'm going to try to do a devotional that's in Every Woman's Bible, is what the name of this Bible is. Let me mark this page. Let me see if I can mark this page so I don't lose my place. I don't need to get confused again. It don't take much with me to confuse me. Okay, let me just do this. Okay. This is the Every Woman's Bible. I have shared this with you before. Here's what it looks like. Well, without the stickers, of course. I put stickers on everything. But I've got some things in here. Some little attributes and things. And this is Every Woman's Bible. It's Filament enabled. I've went over it a little bit before in other videos. But you just download the app and you scan that barcode, and the pages that you go to have a little icon on there, and you just scan that and it goes to the study helps for what you're reading on that page. So I'm in Joshua chapter 2. Rahab protects the spies. Then Joshua secretly sent out 2 spies from the Israelite camp at Acacia Grove. He instructed them, scout out the land on the other side of the Jordan River, especially around Jericho. So the 2 men set out and came to the house of a prostitute named Rahab, and they stayed there that night. But someone told the king of Jericho, some Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land. So the king of Jericho sent orders to Rahab. Bring out the men who have come into your house, for they have come here to spy out the whole land. Rahab had hidden the 2 men, but she replied, yes, the men were here earlier, but I didn't know where they were from. They left the town at dusk, as the gates were about to close. I don't know where they went, but if you hurry, you can probably catch up with them. Actually, she'd taken them up to the roof and hidden them beneath bundles of flax that she'd laid out. So the king's men went looking for the spies along the road leading to the shallow crossing of the Jordan River, and as soon as the king's men had left, the gate of Jericho was shut. Now, before the spies went to sleep that night, Rahab went up to the roof to talk with them. I know the Lord has given you this land, she told them. We are all afraid of you. Everyone in the land is living in terror. For we have heard how the Lord made a dry path for you through the Red Sea when you left Egypt. And we know what you did to Sihon and Og, the 2 Amorite kings east of the Jordan River, whose people were completely destroyed. No wonder our hearts have melted in fear. No one has the courage to fight after hearing such things, for the Lord your God is the supreme God of the heavens above and the earth below. Now swear to me by the Lord that you will be kind to me and my family since I've helped you. Give me some guarantee that when Jericho is conquered, you will let me live along with my mother and father and brothers and sisters and their families. We offer our own lives as a guarantee for your safety, the men agreed. If you don't betray us, we will keep our promise and be kind to you when the Lord gives us the land. Then, since Rahab's house was built into the town wall, she let them down by a rope through the window. Escape to the hill country, she told them. Hide there for 3 days from the men that's searching for you. Then, when they have returned, you can go on your way. Now, before they left, they told her, we will be bound by the oath that we've taken only if you follow these instructions. When we come into the land, you must leave this scarlet rope hanging from the window through which you let us down. And all your family members, your father, mother, brothers, and all your relatives must be here inside this house. Now, if they go out into the street and are killed, it's not our fault. But if anyone lays a hand on people inside this house, we will accept the responsibility for their death. If you betray us, however, you are not bound by this oath we are not bound by this oath in any way. I accept your terms, she replied, and she sent them on their way, leaving the scarlet rope hanging from the window. Now the spies went up into the hill country and stayed there for 3 days. The men who were chasing them searched everywhere along the road, but they finally returned without success. Then the 2 spies came down from the hill country, crossed the Jordan River, and reported to Joshua all that had happened to them. And the Lord had given us the whole land, they said, for all the people in the land were terrified of us. Wow. Rahab did a lot for those people, didn't she? She told some fibs, though. Okay, now, companion for courage is not the one we're going to do, because that's how I messed up the last time. Okay, influence, where and from who you are. Now, here's the one that goes with what we just read. I about messed up again. Can you believe that? Even when we know we're healed and whole in God, we may find ourselves focusing on the brokenness in our past. I know I've felt that way, and I wonder if Rahab did. Too. God took her from shattered to shalom, and shalom is the Hebrew word for God's peace, wholeness, and restoration. Rahab, along with everyone in Canaan, had heard rumors of Yahweh and his miracles for Israel. I wonder if Rahab whispered a prayer, God, if you are real, if the stories I've heard are true, make me want what you want, deciding to act on what she knew of God. She was able to look past the lies that she could have believed about herself. Lies like you're shameful, you couldn't possibly be good enough to help these men who have a God like that. But Rahab also knew that she was well positioned to courageously offer the spies a plan. When God designs each of us, he imprints gifts, abilities, traits, experiences, and positions in a combination unlike that of any other person. When we use these gifts to satisfy ourselves, we find darkness. But when we share them, our unique imprint radiates the light that comes from our Creator. That come from our Creator God. Identities are restored. Relationships are renewed. Futures are reclaimed. Shame turns to shalom. Shalom engulfed Rahab's life as she acted in faith to help the Israelite spies. And God saw Rahab's heart, not her reputation. God beautified her name, her identity, her household, and her legacy. And as we surrender in faith, God can use both our brokenness and bold places to let down a scarlet rope of hope to a waiting world. This one says, how might you invite God to use your right? Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm having trouble talking. How might you invite God to use you right where and as you are? Like Rahab, I'm both broken and bold. She and I look like misfits for kingdom work. Yet when I pray, God, help me want what you want. He takes my bold and broken places and repurposes all for good in ways I never imagined. God took Rahab from shame to shalom. And that's right. You know, we all have things that we, wished we hadn't done or said, or, we all have to learn. When we're young, we make bad choices and mistakes, and, it's part of living. It's part of growing up. But we have to turn to God, and, he forgives us. If we ask for forgiveness and we mean it, that's exactly what he wants to do. And we can be an influence on others. If people know how we were then and how we are now, just as Rahab did, they might know that, if they can help Rahab, if he can help Rahab, he can help me. If he forgives Rahab, he can forgive me. If he can use Rahab, he can use me. So, there's different ways of looking at that, and we all have different, traits, different experiences. When God designs each of us, He imprints gifts, abilities, traits, experiences, and positions in a combination unlike that of any other person. And when we use these gifts to satisfy ourselves, we find darkness. But when we share them, our unique imprint radiates the light that comes from our Creator, God. And that's just what I'm talking about, We've got to let God's light shine, and we talk about that on here all the time. But we can be an example to others too. And we can't live in the past, and we can't dwell on yesterday. We have to look forward to today. Worry about things a day at a time. And, yes, tomorrow will take care of itself. You just worry about today. And tomorrow's a new day. But anyway, I hope that you all like that. I hope that you got something out of it. But anyway, I thought it must need to be said, or I wouldn't have had to do it twice. Satan tried to get the best of me and let me say, forget it. I read that whole thing, but nope. No. I read it, and I did what I was led to do. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want. And I will be back on here real soon. Thank you so much. Big hugs. Bye-bye.